Welcome back. If you've had a hard week, well, we can try and make it a little better. Watch some Frieren, see exactly what's going on in this world, the tomb. Of course, with so many shadow creatures running around, mimicking faces and abilities, I don't think they're in for a good time. How many of them are going to be left standing at the end of the trial? Are any more going to have to shatter their vials and escape? Or are there going to be some that don't even make it out? We're going to have to see. Should be a fun journey though, so whether it's going to be focusing on Frieren, Fern, Ubel, or anyone else, let's get into it. If we're going to see any more of this one and their kind of present day interactions with the world or Frieren, then that's going to be a good addition to the story. Considering there was a little bit of interest being piqued when the barrier was shattered. Is there going to be another one of that kind of moment? We've spent far too long in the mage qualification arc. I am itching to get back into the adventure to see Stark, anyone else that may join them, but as far as small little story bits go, I am enjoying this. Seeing Fern step up, seeing all the other mages kind of try and work together. Or not in some cases. And I think what's most important is that magic has taken many shapes and turns throughout the world. It is very much based on imagery, visualization. If you can picture it, you can do it. A black hole? Well, it looks like the sneak attack didn't exactly go off well. But also kicking off with the loud, growing orchestral tunes along with some almost folk-style flute. Whoever animated that hair, they deserve at least a day off. Jesus. Attack and defend. The magic golem themselves can actually impart attack or two. As long as Fern herself doesn't start getting targeted. I mean, if it was so easy, then Frieren wouldn't be the mage that she claims to be. Or, well, she doesn't claim to be, but... And should we be surprised that those two are together, even in shadow format? So you take it in teams, see who's a good matchup to who. I suppose so. It's all just a... approximation of minds and intelligence and working together if they are. So as long as you can act before they can, get off a few cool moves and the like. I'd be really upset though if I had a shadow clone. Like, these ones are faring quite well, managing to block attacks, duck around. If I had one, it just got immediately just taken out without any effort. So, you know what? I'm leaving the exam at this point. Why is Duncan scurrying around? So some are already... Why can't find that one in particular? Also, yeah, even if some of them have fallen, broken their bottles, escaped, does that mean the shadow versions are still walking around? Or do they dissipate as soon as they leave the tomb? God damn it. Making things difficult. Yeah, this is just merely a weekend. Well, she's having fun. I wonder if the replica there actually had a... Yeah, his rocks weren't anything in the face of that hair. But I wonder if the replicas themselves had a moment where they were upset at each other being taken out. That would give you a... I was going to say pause for thought. When, with a web woven out of its own hair, how are they expecting to actually take down this version of sense? What's an astute observation? If you want to pass the exam. What is she getting at? Ah. So maybe, but also in a case of sheer attack, maybe not even power, but her strategies might work quite well. Why? Because her slashing is strong against hair? Shh. Anything I think it can cut. So as long as you have outstanding narcissism. But what if they don't try to defend it in that manner? I think she's about to put them in their place. As long as she thinks she can cut through it. So as soon as she gets the idea in her head that she can cut through defensive magic, God, she'd be unstoppable. Yeah, that'd make it easy. So as soon as she gives herself a haircut. Also, it won't even be a real fight. Oh god, she's about to give a backstory as to why Ubel's a disaster class in herself. Hmm. Okay, and he's about to be summarily not only defeated, but made a joke out of. Hmm. Is it just to... So rather than just splat him with disqualifications, but rather than just, splatter him with a few fireballs and the like, why not try and destabilize his footing outside of his cloak? A little deep, yes. The fact that she just walked into the arena and slew him that easily. Like what was said, if she can imagine it cutting, it can cut, so... defensive magic? Maybe not. Not seeing any defensive magic being used? Snip, snip. Just slice right through it. What kind of analogy is she using with sewing? Yeah, she's more akin to destruction than creation. Snip. Are you using the case of she can see the scissors go through cloth, so therefore she can go through him? Without much effort or anything. It is, I'll grant her on that one, it is very satisfying with scissors going through cloth like that easily. Cloth can be cut. Here's a movable cloak. Nothing but cloth. Talking about idiots. Have we seen Stark recently? So, her... But she is so convinced in her own thinkings, and it's not the normal way that mages look at stuff. That's probably a really good way at handling magic. Don't go about it the way it's been taught. Find your own ways around it. And if someone is unperturbed by their own limitations, she is a creative. Or some extreme forms of... I'm not even sure what you would call it. It would be a shame if she lost it. Making her aware of how her power works, and yeah, if she can't see a way through. Hmm. Simple as that, really. Jesus. The fact it was so simple to her. And the fact of, oh, these hair blades and spears taking down several of the prospective mages. And Ubel was just, nah. Get the scissors out. She won't even charge for this haircut. Is he gonna falter for a second after hearing that name? So, we've been shown before, what's the bad matchups one to one another. How easily can you actually figure it out, though? I don't think it's quite like the Pokemon type charts. Make the best out of every situation. Frieren down in the basement. Denkin would also be another strong one. And who out of all of them would they... Fern. Fair. I thought they might be underestimating her. And after what we were shown on how they were fighting the Frieren clone itself, yep, hiding her presence, attacking out of nowhere, those guerrilla warfare type shit. Just having some fun with him, that's all. The fun thing is now, if he's a clone magic master, what does his shadow clone... Hang on. Yeah, I didn't think they were already taken down, so it's not a one and done, is it? So even if they get rid of the Frieren clone, there's just... It will just come back. Yeah, will the shadow version be able to use clone magic as well and create more of itself in that fashion? Huh. Another one down. It's good seeing the golems that so far do their job of actually, once they're summoned, getting them out. Is she going to go all out? Disregard defense? I mean, if she takes some element of danger upon herself and maybe some wounds, there you go. She's going in, acknowledging that she's probably going to take a hit. Fair. Always, thinking that she's still this little kid that needs to be taught. That is neat. I do like the almost negative effects it is having on the background wall through the shattered elements of the spell. It's breaking. And is the... At the last second, hang on, you're not casting anything. Okay. Don't give her a time to defend. Aerial bombardment. She's harmless. That... She can do magic without using the staff. Without needing her arms. This is what... Gravity magic just through willpower? So, who takes the victory there? Huh. Was it used against the Demon King? And the fact that, yeah, Fern brought it out of her. Oh, that's some interesting... I know we were shown it before, but now seeing it again... Oh, just shatter them that easily. He's always doing the heavy lifting, isn't he? Yeah, seeing the rotating or almost crystal effect of the background of that spiegel. That is a big chest. How many grimoires are inside? Well, there's quite a few that didn't. Are they resting or neck deep in a mimic? Some things never change. But that attitude of always looking on the horizon for the next... Good. So they did make it out, and there is healing magic that the golems can do. Yeah, that feeling of adventure, what may be. Open the chest, no matter the sense of danger itself. Oh, a mimic? It's not that bad, is it? Just getting chewed a little. But the idea of passing up on some potential magic or treasure, that's the greater risk. I do like the fact that through most of the teachings, especially early on when Fern was initially being taught, focus on simple attack and defense magic, and that can get Frieren through 99% of her troubles. But actively having those high-class spells, gravity manipulation, without needing an amplifier like the staff, or chanting, I guess. What does she actually hold in reserve? without wanting to use it. That was an interesting fucking episode. Creepy Ubel was always going to be a little oppressive. But having a character who can visualize winning because normal thought processes don't matter. Defensive, I can't get through that. I'll just have to try and bombard him. I have to empower my magic slightly. I'll have to figure out a way to get through their defense through some sort of trickery, deception, subterfuge. No, it will just it will cut. 1,000-degree knife. Yeah. Stand aside, Sukuna. Why were you worrying about Jujutsu Kaisen when there's Ubel being able to do all of this? I'm slightly saddened that some of the named characters didn't get their qualification, while others that we haven't really seen do much did obtain it. Having one half of those two girls get the first class mage thing, that's going to make their squabbles a little interesting, isn't it? Do you think they're going to understand each other a little more now they've gone through this death-defying ordeal? Or it's going to be, I'm a mage. First class. What about you? No? Nothing? Wow, sucks to be you, doesn't it? Should have tried harder in the exam. It's your own fault. But the idea of this entire exam being put together by the pacifist, wanting everyone to work together, overcome their own shortfalls, and adding in the extra risk that she fully was aware of her own copy being down there. If they didn't have Ubel as part of the team, who would have been able to stand up against it? Also, I just thought, even though he's like trying to not have that much of a thing to do with Ubel. Land? Was that his name? The clone dude. He was still walking around everywhere with her. And when is he actually going to show his actual body? I'm pretty sure that even if he said it was, he's tucked up nicely in bed. I mean, that's what I'd do if I could make clones. Get them out to do everything for me. Go down the shops? Can't be asked. Magic time. But some of the animation itself, obviously we're going to talk about the Frieren Fern fight scene. Well, Frieren Fern fight scene. Having a miniature black hole. Having color, art style, energy beams and plasma just shoot across the screen. Having screen effects like negative film. Some very stylistic and artful choices that I'm fully behind, actually. Reminds me of, dare to mention it again, but the Jujutsu Kaisen fight scene, I think, with the Maharaga, where it goes all colourful and splat. Lines, shapes, colours, just energy. Even though if it was only 2 or 3 seconds. Oh yeah, there's someone went above and beyond, spent their entire weekend animating the Frieren's hair. I wondered going forward now if Frieren's going to be a bit more open with some more of the spells that she knows, rather than just big offensive magic to take down every obstacle. Because I do want to see what else is out there in the world. And I do actually like how a lot of it is being told outside of Frieren. She is this immovable little pillar of what once was. Simple magic, simple offensive and defensive stuff. The world itself has grown because of that influx of being able to learn magic, so everyone's come up with their own little niche areas of it. But once we have this other elf in tow, what's going to happen there? Is he going to... Well, obviously wasn't very pleased about the world being able to learn magic, but is there going to be a little confrontation there? Or maybe a welcome back message? Not everything has to be a fight. But well, certification acquired. Now they can head out on again and keep traveling. What else are we going to see? What are they going to come across? Are we going to get anywhere closer to reuniting with ghosts of the past? I want to find out. Hopefully you do as well. If you enjoyed this episode and stuck around to hear all of my rambling, well, you're stronger than I am. But honestly, if you enjoyed, leave a like and a comment down below. Consider subscribing so you don't miss out on the next one. And hopefully, I can see you for the next episode. My patrons are the extra layers of defensive shielding that help me and my channel survive any extra cuts. And I really do appreciate it because YouTube has not been kind. So, my extended thanks goes out to M.O, Noku, Sal, Guado, Kite, Ruben Fanamawa, Raywin, Wolfie Sensei, and everyone else. Because I really would not be here if not for all of you. And I'm not doing anything extremely dangerous like this mage exam.